We've got a multi-class race. This is S, R, and P. But there's no P-class drivers, and almost the whole field is in S-class. I decided to swap to R-class just because Chad told me to. We'll see how it goes here. I got my Bugatti out. The rear-wheel drive Bugatti that has a whole bunch of speed. I'm gonna drop to the back, and we're gonna get flying here. So this car can't corner at all, as we know, but it will be quick in the straight, as we also know. And its Sebring, quick in the straight, is very nice to have. So that car in the lead right now is a super high handling build. The closing speed on the straights will be massive, but I don't know what the lap time difference will be, if any. So we'll see if I can keep this power Bugatti together. The only thing is, I might be running out of tires near the end of this race just because of the weight of this car and how hard it is on the rear tires. We're already catching up to S-Class though. It should be fun. Underneath the S-Class car. The one thing is that car might struggle to get by on some of these straights, but I won't. So we'll see. We'll see if there's any S-Class cars that actually outpace that car on the straight. I'm thinking there won't be, but it won't be that far off. There will be some S-Class cars that are faster than me through the corners though, like that Corvette. But nobody's going to be faster on the straights. 193 miles an hour on the Sebring backstretch. Absolutely ripping in the Bugatti. Alright, what are we doing here? I'm just going to go on the right side of the track. Fly past as many people as I can. Hit the brakes real hard. Hey, Real Fire. Thank you so much for hanging out, buddy, and for the support. I appreciate it. It is all good. No apologies needed ever for not being able to make a stream. Don't worry about it at all. Just squeezing my way through this field. Now around DW. Oh, we're getting sideways. Barely held on to it, though. That could have been really bad. I could have gone really far off track there. But we're alive. That was sketchy, but we're alive. Getting through the S-Class field. One car left to go. Pretty big gap for the leader, looking good. If I didn't have other cars I had to beat, I would just stay here and watch the battle with S-Class, but that is not the case. We'll see how it turns out. I'll wait for... Oh, he's gonna let me go. Okay. I wasn't gonna try and pass the leader. I think that was a Porsche until the straight here, just so I didn't slow them down. I'm not in a rush here. We're all good. The baby is doing amazing. I usually feed her in the morning, so I had some feeding and cuddle time this morning. It was great. Ooh. As I said, it's hard on the rear tires because they did a little sketchy. So much power in this car. I mean, obviously less power than stock because it's an engine swap that's lightened up and full handling build. Just rear wheel drive and you know, stuff the rest full of power. You can only put so much handling into this car, but it's still 930 horsepower. It's not too shabby. Built a pretty big gap here. As I expected though, a little easier for me to get through the field with the straight line speed. No, I'm good, Puff. Yeah, we're kind of just cruising now. It'll be interesting to see if I can catch up to the S-Class field again. I think I might be able to get some. Oh, I was definitely born in 1977, yep. That corner continues to be very sketchy getting out of. I always liked this car though. I made one way back in the day, I think in FM5, that I drove around Bathurst. That was sketchy. I'll tell you that. It's always fun to get the engine swaps where you can engine swap down and make the car a bit more viable though. Because if you couldn't engine swap this car, you couldn't put this much handling into it, and it'd just be so much worse to use and so much less competitive. But since I can swap that engine out, we can make this thing actually usable. Fun to drive. Challenging to drive, but still fun to drive. I went hard tires, anticipating my tires to give away near the end of the race. We'll see if they can stay, though. See if I can exit that a little smoother. Just on power a bit later. Not pushing it as hard. It would be nice to know if that was faster though, that's for sure. It's one thing I miss about these multi-class races is seeing lap times, seeing splits. Would love to see that in the future. Better corner entry this time. In the T2. Yeah. That whole corner was trying to step out. We're good though. A little too tight. Pushes me out wide on exit, but it's alright. The curb's there to save me. It's actually quite difficult to drive this car. So I'm surprised I haven't had too many major problems so far. I think the sketchiest moment was going around DW on the left, where I almost dipped it in the dirt and it was almost all over. Saved that one though, just barely. I'm sure some of the grass got blown over a little bit. But as you can see, if I give it even a little too much throttle, the rear-wheel drive swap on this car gets very unhappy. Obviously, if it was still all-wheel drive, I'd be able to tune it a lot more aggressively, drive it a lot more aggressively as well. At least on power, drive it more aggressively. Just get away with a lot more when it's all-wheel drive, but that would come with a bunch of PI points that, you know, I couldn't afford, and a lot of weight. So I do see one S-Class car on the horizon, but it's still a little ways out. Let's see if I can lap them. Not that it's really lapping, though. They're still a class below me, but it's always fun to see somebody, right? It's been a lot of driving on my own for a while here. Although it is not... it's not relaxed driving, I'll tell you that. Missed the corner completely, why don't I? You can never relax when driving this car. The rears are doing okay. But there's still 4 minutes left. I think I'm going to run out of rears. We'll see though. %, on the rear, 42.8 on the front. Ah, we should be okay. They'll be yellow. I don't think they'll be orange. Ooh! So close to that tower wall every time. I wouldn't be surprised if I hit it once they start losing grip a bit on the rear. A little too tight there, top of the wall on the inside. Oh, this car's a little scary. Driving off track a bit. Around them, no problem though. Gained just so much more speed. Makes it no issue. Quick work. Of course, they are in a class below me, but it's always nice to just fly past somebody and not have to worry about it. Had to lift there because of how sketchy that exit of the corner before was. There's the yellows on the rear. 2.5 minutes left. Yep. Little tank slapper on the exit. Ooh, bit of a slide there too. What are we at? 52. 50 on the front left as well. Alright, we'll see if I can get out of this corner. This should be... No, actually I'll come by one more time, I think. At least by that corner. I don't know if I'll finish the lap, but we'll see. Should be able to finish one more lap here. But we'll see if the tires give out and I don't. That's very possible. Yeah, I think I will be orange rears by the end of this. I'm glad I chose hards, because if I was on mediums, I'd be in big trouble here. Just laboring around these corners at this point. Laboring, trying to accelerate as well. One minute. And we're really feeling it. The rears do not want to grip anymore. They're just hazing the tires as they exit every corner. Fronts are still okay. I'm guessing the rears are about to go orange. Yep, on cue. There goes the right rear and the left rear. Will I finish one more lap? Ooh, nice and wide. I don't think so. Oh, it's so close, but not quite. Pretty close. 156.5 for the fastest lap of the race. Built that gap pretty big to the rest of the field there. Looks like DW taking home the win in S-Class. Was that right? Well done, well done. LFA in second. That Porsche, who was leading most of the race, came home in third. Dropped a couple positions. Didn't have the fastest lap, that's for sure. Couple 204s there. Pretty good competition out of S-Class, though. Looks like DW pulled a pretty big lead, but then from second all the way to fifth was really close, and then the others were pretty close as well. But for me, it was clean sailing as soon as I got through S-Class.